right, hello everyone, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns 3. Tonight we have a Zelda 2 100% All Keys Tournament Qualifier. Here on commentary today we have Chosen, Nier, and Aaron. How are you two doing?
I am awesome. How are you, Chosen?
Excellent. Doing excellent. Thank you so much for the restream. We got 4 awesome runners here, so this is going to be a good one.
Yes, absolutely. 3 of our runners still have qualifying times to adjust. I believe Jay Coper still has a couple more races to qualify, so there's still a lot on the line here as far as positioning goes.
And this is the last weekend to get your runs in, so expect to see a bunch of racing this weekend before Sunday when it all wraps up.
Absolutely. We have this race tonight, but there is also a scheduled race tomorrow morning and a race on Sunday night. I will be in that race. That'll be my last race.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. I know you have all of your races in, so you're just spectating at this point.
That's exactly right. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that my seed doesn't change. But still, good luck to all of these runners.
That's actually a very important point that I'll get to later after we start here. I have some information for you.
Now, the interesting part right off the bat is it's impossible to race this game without getting nerves. And the very first thing you have to do is Magic Cave, which has to be done very precisely. And it's a very difficult thing to pull off with the race nerves.
Yes, our first deviation comes right here with the RNG and with the timing to see who gets the 50p bag. This can actually impact a lot of the race.
We got one 50-point P bag for Eon.
Well, GG to her for that. Otherwise, we'll see what sort of deviations they take if anyone decides to compensate for it, if they just go straight to Palace 1 and hope for the best.
I don't see anybody heading for... Jay Coper heading for Dark Trophy. And the rest of our runners are heading for the Heart.
Right. If you do not get the 50p bag and you go straight to Palace 1, you are counting on an abnormal amount of luck to help you get to Attack 4. Attack 4 out of P1 is very useful. It can save a minimum of 20 seconds depending on your routing, depending how good you are at fighting with Attack 3 through Death Mountain. So it's the first big divergence, and the RNG right at the beginning of the run, which if this were not a race, you'd be seeing a lot of resets.
Without a 50-point P-bag or Dark Trophy, you must get 2 200-point P-bags in P1 to leave with Attack 4.
True. That, or you get extremely randomly lucky and get a 50 P-bag in P1, but that also requires killing a lot of bots, and you won't see these guys fighting a lot of bots, I think.
Great point. We have Jay Coper also getting shield right now while the rest of our runners are heading up P1. Dude is the first one into P1, followed by Justin.
And the difference in routing with shield is related to something that we'll do after Palace 2. There is a bit of a safety time save, but it generally is a time save regarding getting shield later. However, if you're not 100% confident that you can get through the first 2 palaces in Death Mountain without needing shield or without just wanting it for, safety's sake, it's a great thing to pick up early.
Yeah. It's not a fun walk between the swamp and the graveyard without the late shield walk that we'll see in a little bit. Eon into P1 now as well, and Jay Coper's entering Parapa Cave. It's going to look like Jay Coper is a little further behind the rest of the runners for a while. Not only because of late or early trophy, but also because of getting shields now. That puts him an extra full minute behind.
Yes, and this will be something we'll just have to kind of push off to the side until basically until the entrance to P3. The pathing is not going to converge, so we'll just have to kind of watch Jay Coper and see how he does in the different areas to see if he's keeping pace or not.
We've got Dude on the way to the one of the most difficult parts of P1, the Chewy Key Room. Justin's right behind. Ooh, hit by the bot by Dude. That throws off the manip to the Chewy. Justin had a low beam, but got hit by a tin suit.
And those tin suits are really bad if you are looking to, again, get attack 4 out, because if you are right on your experience, you don't have much to spare, and they do take 10 experience from you.
Dude took another hit by the Chewy. He's down to 2.5 hearts. We got Jay Coper heading into P1 right now.
It'll be interesting to see which of our runners will decide to take the Warrior Fairy here or not. Some people might just try to go for it anyway, regardless, and hope for the best, or possibly even plan for to compensate for that death somewhere later. It's
nice. It's very nice to get if you're on your way down to this room you see Dude in, because these bubbles are very easy to take care of if you have beams. They slow you down a bit if you have to stab them without beams.
Right, I almost forget that's an option since I very rarely have beams coming in here.
Yeah, P1 is not a place where a lot of people end up with keeping beams.
All right, it looks like we're getting attack 2 here in the bridge room. Eon may get that, or she has already got attack 2, so that's, again, the virtue of getting that 50 P bag in the magic cave. It helps your leveling just a little bit better.
And we have Dude taking life 2 in the candle room. It's a good attack 3 strat. You can still get attack 4 if you get both 200-point P bags. And Justin did not take life 2.
He might be holding out for the double bag luck. He might go ahead and take it. Well, no, I guess he doesn't have the option to take it after this, because if he doesn't get the double bag, he's not going to hit attack 3 before Horsehead.
And Eon just got the candle, so Eon is set up and only needs 100-point B bag to be leaving P1 with attack 4. We're going to see if Dude gets a 200-point P bag right here. No, it's a jar. This is an attack 3 run for Dude.
Justin managed to get one, though. He still needs the second one for it to really matter. I guess he would be able to get through attack 3 here, after all.
And looks like Eon got the jar.
Oh, and a death for Justin, man. P1 can be very difficult. It's not the place that you want to take a death, but it's also early deaths are better than late deaths. Accidental, at least.
Yeah. Something tells me Justin's going to be able to figure out how to handle it.
And I must have missed it. I think Justin must have picked up that extra 50 experience somewhere. Maybe he found a bag drop somewhere. I must have missed that one.
Yeah, same. And will Eon get the bag? No, double jar! That's going to be attack 3 for Eon, even after getting the 50 in Magic Cave.
Yeah, it's rough, but all of these runners know how to handle this. They've done this. They've got double jarred plenty of times in the past.
Oh, for sure. Dude's on his way now to get the trophy. Justin's leaving P1. Eon's placing the gem. We got Jake Coper just about to pick up the candle.
All right, and in case the viewer is interested in the way the leveling works here, the gems at the end of the palace will automatically raise you to whatever the next level is for you. So what the runners are trying to do is maximize that experience by having it take them to whatever the highest experience is. And even through virtue of leveling throughout the game, they will try to maximize their attack constantly, both for speed and to also gain the most amount of experience from those gems at the end of palaces.
Jake Coper's about to head to his first chance at a 200 bag. And yes, that's going to be attack 4 for Jay Coper out of P1.
Nice. Yes, it'll be interesting to see how that helps him through Death Mountain. I haven't not watched him play all keys as much as some of the other runners, so I'm curious to see how he will handle it.
Agree. Yeah, same here. All right, dude's about to pick up the jump spell. Eon's on her way in to get jump as well in town. Justin, same story. Jay Coper's in the final room before Horsehead. Doesn't even need the bag. Leave it behind. Who cares? I got attack 4. That's what he's saying.
It looks like a fairly standard Horsehead fight. The strategy here is very simple. Hit him in the top of the head and don't get hit by the mace. Very basic.
Dude taking a rare hit by an Octo there in Jump Cave.
Yeah, Jump Cave can sneak up on you a bit because it's you do it in practice and it's automatic, it's basic every time, and then you jump a little bit early or a little bit late and you're suddenly getting hit by a lot of things you'd rather not.
In this last room here, the one with the bats and the Aikman, you want to do this room as clean as possible because the faster you get through the room, it actually makes a friendlier walk to Bagoo. We're about to see Dude do. Gets past the first encounter. Looks like he's going to have a clean walk.
Yeah, if you can get past the first 2 encounters, most runners are capable enough of getting through everything else just with practice. But it's the first encounter in particular tends to be the hardest because.
Oh, and Justin just took a first encounter there, right out of the cave. If you take that first one, you're likely to take 1 or 2 more. Eon's just leaving Jump Cave as well. See if she can get past this first encounter. Boom. But takes the second one.
Yeah, I think she got a little bit played by the first. When it's a random walk, sometimes you're paying attention a little too much to that and not anticipating the second one as much. Not to.
Looks like we just lost Aaron. Be right back. But yeah, we have Dude in Lifetown. Justin's heading into Lifetown. Eon's on the last bridge dealing with some Raws right before she'll also make her way to Lifetown. Yeah, so it's funny because this is my first time ever doing comms, just to mention, and I didn't know what to expect already, just a couple, 10 minutes in. It's easy. I knew it couldn't have possibly been more difficult than playing Zelda 2 to commentate Zelda 2, so I had that going right off the bat. I was also told that if I ever run out of stuff to say, just talk about bagels. So, what's your favorite kind of bagel?
Plain? I'm not a big bagel person, to be honest.
I'm just joking, but yeah, I'll take a plain. I'll take any kind of bagel that's, got some cream cheese on it, toasted.
Yeah, I remember when McDonald's had bagels. That was nice.
It has been a long time since I have been at a McDonald's. I didn't know they had bagels, but more interestingly, we got Jay Coper here heading to Bagoo. Let's see if we can get past this first encounter. Boom, done. And yeah, he's going to have a clean walk.
Yes, managed took very well.
He did take an extra step, so he might have to deal with a... Nope, he made it. All right, nice. I saw one extra step there after the swamp. It made me a little bit nervous, but he made it nicely to Bagoo. Dude, here we go. In Death Mountain. One room down.
Yes, for many people, the first screen of Death Mountain is actually the worst due to all of the small enemies that tend to do whatever they feel like and are hard to manipulate.
Justin making his way through the same room. Taking a bot from a bot there. Otherwise, doing just fine. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with the first room of Death Mountain. Number one, Death Mountain's the best part of the game, in my opinion. But those moblins, my gosh. And the bots. Can't stand them, but yeah. Oh, yes. Justin. Yeah, go ahead.
Death Mountain is great when you can see what you're doing. When it's when you're doing Dark Death Mountain and some of the other categories, it's the hardest part of the game.
Yes. It's funny, in the light, the hardest part of Death Mountain is in fact not the Dairas, not the Moblins, not the Gorillas, but the bots. They know how to troll you.
Right, and when you can't see them, you tend to be a little bit more defensive, I think, than you will when you do see them. So you just anticipate that they're going to be jerks more often than not when it's dark. But when it's light, you think you know what you're doing.
Right, exactly. All right. Dude making his way down the stairs in the first of the rooms that look identical, except one is down. Oh, they're both down. One's left to right down. One's right to left down. Yeah. Now he's making his way right to left.
Right, and this is another point of potential divergence here with the leveling. Dude, because he only left with attack 3, is forsaking everything else to go straight to attack 3. It would be surprised if, or to attack 4, and he will likely do the same going to attack 5, just to maximize the likelihood that he will get that before the end of Palace 2, because otherwise there's a lot of problems if you cannot leave Palace 2 getting attack 6.
Yeah, chances are you will not see Dude or Eon level up magic or life until Palace 3.
Justin Man, however, he's already went with Magic 2, so he's going 4-2-2, which is a fairly safe bet. If you're newer to the run, usually you want to go with Life 3, but he is very experienced, so it should be no concern.
Yeah, this is a pretty standard leveling you see Justin doing. Jay Cooper, I wouldn't be surprised if he took a magic or a life level in a moment here.
Although Jay Cooper is a very experienced randomizer player, and those players are very used to having bizarre leveling situations and having to fight difficult enemies without the best situation. So yeah, he can take Life 3.
Dude on his way back from getting the hammer. Justin's headed in. Justin had a scary situation a moment ago there on the way into the Spectacle Rock room with that red Daira. He was down to just about 1 bar of life left with a full set of magic. It was making me nervous, but he's in great shape now. Eon, however, a little low on life, no magic left. I have a feeling she's going to be just fine, though.
This is a situation where, as much as Eon wants that experience bag, which he just got, sometimes you kind of hope for a red jar right there, just so you can leave Death Mountain full on magic and life.
Yes. And now I see 4s for attack across the board. Everybody's on attack 4. But our runners that started attack 3 are going to have to kill a lot of enemies in Palace 2 to make up the difference to get to attack 5. And that is going to slow them down a bit.
Correct. Although I believe they both, Dude and Eon, have had pretty good bag luck so far, since P1 at least. That's the worst case scenario, if you leave at attack 3 and then you just get jarred the entire way. That's the game's version of just telling you no.
Yeah, that's the middle finger from the game. Yeah. If it doesn't draw a middle finger with blocks, it'll let you know by giving you jars all the way to P2.
Well, it looks like Eon has managed to navigate the rest of Hammer Cave on the way out and should be going on without any further delay.
Dude set up the boulder dash. Wow. Oh, I thought Eon was going to make it there without an encounter. That was close.
It's always amazing to watch the walk all the way from the exit of the exit of Death Mountain all the way to the Medicine Cave, because it is a long sequence that you can do without encounters.
Yeah, the encounter Justin just took, though, that's one you want to take to set up a manip to make it all the way to the Medicine Cave without taking another encounter.
Right, and perhaps you can help me, Chosen, with this. I'm not 100% keen on how this works, but encounters spawn through 2 different timers. One of them is a global timer, and the other one is a step counter. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why you can take an encounter on a couple different Boulder Dash option tiles. There's videos out there explaining which ones exactly, but setting up the encounter on one of those tiles and then walking to Medicine Cave gives you the exact number of steps required to take an encounter on that grass tile just before you start the walk to Medicine Cave and the swamp area. And that is based on the step counter. And what you see, dude was trying to set up another manip there that will give you no encounter on the boulder tile where you're about to see him take an encounter. He got a back spawn, so that was pretty lucky. But setting up on that grass tile and waiting for the encounter, that will actually give you no encounter as you pass the boulder tile on the way to Fairy Town.
Nice. Yeah, that's something I still need to learn. I need to look that one up.
Justin took an encounter in that same spot we just talked about. It's a road encounter, though, so it's not too much of a time loss, but it's still nice to be able to avoid that.
Right, and Dude and Justin have entered the second segment of long town sequences, where you get downstab and the fairy spell.
Eon's grabbing the 1-up right after Medicine, and will make her way through that same walk, so we can see what she does with these encounters. Oh, tried to slink it, but took the encounter. So she can actually go set up on that grass tile, and nope, she took an encounter on the tile right beforehand, so she'll likely get an encounter going over the boulder tile. Ooh, look at that. Now she had it. So that's the setup that you just saw Eon do. So Jake Coper took an encounter right near the boulder, so you can't really set up Boulder Dash right next to the boulder. You can, however, use Cat's tile. He just passed it. Oh, he's coming back. Nope. Okay. Oh, he has the other manip where you take a few steps back. He knows what he's doing. Look at that. Nice walk. Alright, dude's heading in to get the heart, which we get right before P2. And I think Justin's on his way out of town right now. A little dodge here. Jay Coper with a death. No. I missed it. There's a lot of restreams to watch here. I assume it was... Let's see. If there's no... Yeah, he must have taken a bath there. That is a long walk back if you take a death there to have to do. It's a big time loss, unfortunately. Dude's about to try to do the walk to P2. This is one of the most difficult walks in the game. Takes an early encounter. That's unfortunate. Not what you want to see. Another encounter for Dude. Justin doing the same walk here. Taking a intentional road encounter before he makes his way through the last swamp segment. And Dude's in P2, Justin's in P2. Eon's on her way to the heart. So there's a lot of experience to get for Dude in P2. You're going to see him kill a lot of enemies. Justin, however, is going to be able to do a lot of skipping of enemies, and that'll get him through a little faster. You might see him gain a little bit more of a lead due to that. Here we go with Eon making the walk through the swamp, taking that intentional road encounter. And a swamp encounter as well. Justin ferrying out of the first key room. Not often I see that. Eon's on her way into P2. J. Coper's about to pick up the fairy spell. Oh, Eon taking some hits from the bots. Those bots love to troll. Dude is now making his way toward one of the first parts in the game that can ruin a run. And that is the bot lava bridge in P2. You'll likely see him cast life, even though he's only down 1 bar, but just to regain beams. But being Dude, he's just doing it. I for sure would have gotten my beams back. Now Justin heading into that same room. No beams as well for Justin. Grabbing the key. Waiting a little bit. Successful. Alright, we got J. Coper getting the heart, and he'll make his way over to P2 as well. So Dude's now making the walk over toward the glove, which is the item in P2. But before you can get there, you got to make it through the block room. Another area that likes to give you some trouble in the game. Dude having no problems, though. And we have Eon in the room before that bot lava bridge. Justin making his way through the block room, taking 1 hit.
Hello?
Hey, Aaron, you're back.
Thank you. Not sure what happened. Couldn't do anything.
No worries. We got Dude and Justin made it through the bot lava room, no problem in P2. Eon just made it successfully through as well.
You know, that's one of 3 rooms where people like to take those baths unwillingly.
Yeah. I don't know if you missed it or not, but J. Coper actually took a lava bath in the medicine room just before grabbing medicine and had to walk back down that long hallway again to pick up the bottle.
I was announcing that to nobody in particular at the time.
Hopefully nobody enjoyed hearing that from you. Eon is going to make it through the block room here, and no problems.
I see Dude is killing everything at this point, which it looks like he is still in need of the experience, although he's pretty close right now to getting what he needs to get attack 6.
I haven't been keeping track of Dude's drop. I assume Dude knows exactly where his drop is at, and he's going to have plenty of experience left in the palace to leave with attack 6.
With his levels the way they are, if he has over 1950 going into Helmet Head, he'll be fine.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Though, I mean, of course, it's preferred to take attack 5 to speed up the Helmet Head fight.
Correct. Whenever you get attack 3 out of P1, I think you just hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, we've got J. Coper about to head into the bot lava room now. I always love seeing somebody who's not me do this room.
Right, this is nerve-wracking regardless of who you are.
I announced that you'd probably see... Oh, wow, that was close for Jay Coper. He made it through, though. I was announcing that you'd probably see runners cast life, even if they didn't have too much life gone, just to regain their beams for the room, but most of our runners just went for it without beams.
All right, well, again, all of these runners are very experienced, and I would trust them to know what they're doing as far as that's concerned. Although I think I personally cast Jump, which I think is the most cowardly of all the strats.
Yeah, that's not one of the strats I use. Ideal for me is a beam, followed by a fairy cast immediately after picking up the key. Dude and Justin both finished off Helmet Head. No problems at all.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a 6-second lead for Dude, and the leveling is basically even at this point. The difference is irrelevant as far as the rest of the thing is concerned.
Jay Coper making it through that block room without taking a hit. He's about to pick up Attack 5 himself.
The earlier you get Attack 5 in P2, the better, because then all the enemies die a little quicker.
Yeah, that's right. And especially it's nice to have after going down the last elevator so you could try to kill that orange eyeball on the way down.
Yeah, that room is infinitesimally more difficult with that thing alive.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our word of the day. Infinitesimally. Look it up, as I will be doing as well.
Please don't. I'm pretty sure I used that incorrectly.
Eon finishing up Helmet Head, about to place the gem as well.
I believe if Eon rewatches this and hears me say that, someone who is a fan of math, I think she will disapprove.
Trav is Googling right now to try to prove you wrong. Looking forward to the result.
All right. Well, it looks like we are hitting Shield Town here with our front runners at the moment. This is the route diversions earlier that Jay Coper took. So when he leaves P2, he will not have to go back and get Shield. However, as you're watching them in the lead right now, it hasn't hampered them too much.
Yeah, and Dude just did the perfect manip. You're seeing Justin do it right now as well. Wait on that tile, avoid the bot, take an extra step before the boulder, and you will have a clean walk down to King's Tomb. Trav says I have to ban you now, but I'll wait till after commentary's over. Then you're banned.
All right. Well, I just accept that at this point. And really, the most important encounter skip of maybe the entire game, for me at least, is that towards King's Tomb, because you do not want to take an encounter on those graves. The 6 flying Moas that are in that screen, or excuse me, 5 flying Moas and 1 red Dyra, depending on difficulty level of the encounter, are not things that you really want to ever fight.
Jay Coper digging out the red jar. Likely will cast life. There we go. Yep. You saw Dude kill a red IK on the way in with Attack 3. With an Attack 3 run, you are hoping for the red IK from the statue on the way into P3. You need as much XP as possible. You're going to need 399 XP before getting to Rebo.
And the 399 being that very odd number because, for whatever reason, Rebanak, the boss of this palace, gives 301 experience.
Yeah, that's right. And that one has come in handy for many runners before.
Right. The standard leveling out of P3 is to leave at 733. There might be a divergence here, but I am not expecting to see it. I would expect everyone to try to hit that number.
I would certainly agree with that, yeah.
There are a few runners who will try for 724 to sandbag magic just a little bit to help with P4.
Yeah, I think I lost Aaron again, though. But yeah, what he was going to say is in P4, magic is quite hard to come by at times. We see a lot of death abuses in P4 if we don't get red jars. And yeah, some runners set up a leveling system that allows them to take Magic 3 in P4 for that one extra magic fill up. And Dude just made it through the next room that can give you a lava bath, which is the P3 bot bridge. Justin making it through just fine as well. Eon's grabbing the key in P3 here. See, Dude and Justin both picking up the raft right now, ferrying the item. Both at 633. Eon's still at 623. And Jay Coper is ferrying through the tunnel to Palace 3. Oh, Eon fell in. Okay. Got back up pretty quick. That is such a pain in the butt area. It's a 4-tile jump. And it's easy to miss. And she could have cast jump. Chose not to. She got back up there pretty quickly, but that can be a tough spot to miss the jump, especially if you're low magic and can't get the high jump without the spell back up onto the platform.
Absolutely. And what we'll see here in a little bit when we get to P4 is that there are quite a few jumps like that in P4. For the most part, the runners, I think, will use their magic to try to avoid disaster there, but I know in particular Jay Coper is a runner who likes to do those jumps, so we might get to see something interesting happen there.
Nice. Eon also made it through the bot lava room, no problem. Utilizing her beams to take care of those bots before even jumping over to the platforms they were standing on. Dude still needs some more XP. I'm guessing based on the fact he didn't kill that Doom Knocker that he knows where his drop is, and he is set to get some XP from the next IK as well as Justin. Boom, there's 472 for Dude.
Yep, they're both on pace, and they are still very close to one another.
Yeah, that's right. It's an exciting race between those two. Not far behind, though. We got Eon. Ooh, with the bag. Nice. She's going to be set for XP as well. Jay Coper just took Magic 3. Filling up some life.
Watching both Dude and Justin get through Revo. There's a few different strategies you can use at Revo, and they both took the more aggressive strategies. Not as aggressive as we'll see in P6, but they did not do any sort of sitting in the corner strats as you might see some other runners do.
Yeah, you might see me do that, for instance. I will sit in that corner all day and wait for Revo. All right.
Encounter out of P3. That is a very annoying encounter to take because you do not want to take any damage leaving P3 until you can get to the maze. It messes up just too many things along the way.
Well, all of the Aikman in the cave before the maze walk is the strat there is beam all of them on the low ceiling, and yeah, without beams you either have to take a hit or lure them out and wait, and that it's not as fun. Definitely better to have beams for that room. You see Dude heading into it right now. You see him take care of the second two Aikman with some beams.
Right, those enemies do way too much damage for the effort it takes to kill them, to be honest.
Ooh, Eon just took a death from Revo.
Oh no, that is not one that you want to take. It'd be interesting to see. Is that her first death? That she died before this?
Yeah, it says she has 3 lives left.
All right. To my knowledge, I know that Justin has died earlier and Jay Coper has died. And it just tweaks a few things. Generally, people compensate for that when you get to P4. But it just depends on how aggressive everyone wants to be in a race.
Yeah, in a PB attempt, you're going to see a lot more death abuses than you're going to see with race strats. A lot of runners would take that first death abuse in the very first room so they can ferry the raft, but you're not likely to see that, well, especially from somebody who's already taken a death. But in a race, you're not as likely to see that very first death abuse. Oh, and Trav just pointed out Jay Coper took life 4. So he might be, unless he has enough XP left, I'm not sure, but he might be a little behind. He's going to go up and grab the bag, it looks like. I'm guessing that Life 4 was a mistake.
I'm trying to remember. I think Life 4 is only 800 experience. Isn't that correct?
You got me. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. I never used this leveling. Yeah, he's killing a lot of extra enemies to account for this. My guess is that was not planned. 800, yeah, I just saw it on the menu there, 800, so he should be good now. Yep.
Yeah, he was quite a ways away, so even though that was not planned or not necessarily what you want to do, it didn't really hurt anything. Just a few seconds here or there.
And Dude and Justin just made it through some the encounter skips on the way to Reflect Town. They're both in. Dude trying the super jump. Couldn't make it, though. Ferrying in. Very close.
Shoutouts to Highlander.
And Ian had a nice walk to the maze. Jay Coper placing the gem. He's going to pick up attack 7. Even though he gave us a scare, he's got attack 7.
Right, no leveling issues. Misleveling in a race can be pretty much the end of it, depending on where you do it, as I know, and as many of the runners know. It takes a lot of focus on those menu screens to do them correctly to have a successful run.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Life 4 would have been taken in the next palace anyway, so he's not going to be... no further damage is going to be done by that mislevel, if it was a mislevel.
Right. Again, he's played this game a lot. He's done a lot of rando where you fight a lot of enemies and you sometimes have very interesting leveling. So he might have something in his mind that he did that on purpose.
Eon's headed over to do the encounter skips. Gets a bunch of fairies. She goes in, 4 stabs. Gonna try it again. There we go. First one, skip for Eon. Dude's doing the walk back now. A couple more encounter skips.
The encounter skips save quite a bit of time if you do them correctly, but they are dangerous, as Dude just showed us.
Dude, no, a death in the encounter screen. Yikes. All right. We've seen everybody take a death so far.
And that's the thing about Life 3 in this segment. The creators of this game did not anticipate that you would have Life 3 here. And so the enemies will completely shellac you. The floating red eyeballs, which you may see walking around here in the forest, and those levers coming out of the ground, both hit for 3 bars. So you get 1 free hit by them, and that's it.
That's exactly right, yeah. They hit hard. All right, Dude is back to the maze. Justin's making his way back. All right. Nice little manip there at the end.
Yes, both had excellent walks there. Took hefty advantage of the pausing to see where the enemies are going, but that's what you have to do. That's the top tier strats.
And Jay Coper just took got the fire spell, so he's going to appear to be another 70 seconds behind our other runners than he actually is until after Palace 5, when the rest of the runners pick up the fire spell.
Yeah, this is another route divergence. There aren't very many route divergences in this game, or leveling divergences, but this is one that, especially a lot of runners who have played the game later, or who have played the game more recently, have picked up that late fire, excuse me.
Dude was taking some more damage in that last encounter screen.
Yeah, Trav, I think Jay Coper got confused and just was forgetting about the kid.
Yeah, look at that. Jay Coper was wanted to do an early Palace 4. They're actually... Yeah, he had it back, Trav. There's actually a route you can do where you can do the first half of P4 without first getting the child. Pick up the boots, leave the palace, pick up the child, head to Reflect, and then come back and finish off the palace and kill the boss. And the only advantage of that, it's good for beginner runners because you can fill up your magic while you're in town and then come back and have an extra magic refill. But J. Coper is not doing that.
Right, because Palace 4 is just the Palace of Magic. You fight the boss having to use a spell. You have to... you don't have to cast Jump, but it's highly recommended. And if you really wanted to full clear it, you have to cast Reflect constantly, as there are many screens in there that require it.
You see Dude and Justin right now both making it through the first key room without casting Jump. Looks like Dude cast it on the way back as part of his refill. Justin still going back without Jump. Took a bunch of hits from the fire.
I imagine that might have been so that he could try to ferry the raft.
You're exactly right. That's exactly why. Yep.
We'll see if that paid off for him or not, though. Those fires probably cost about as much time as he's going to save here.
But you'll also see Justin is catching up. That was probably because of Dude's death in that encounter. Justin is right there behind Dude, just a couple steps behind. High-fiving right in this room. They pass each other. Eon making her way past the through the final bits of the maze here, about to get into Palace 4. And J. Coper, let's see how he goes right for the fairy. Forgot to cue it up at first there. About to pick up Upstab.
Upstab is the most important thing in the game.
Yeah.
You'll see Dude right there used it, and it's a very fun fight to do. It's very rare that you get to upstab a Doom Knuckle in the groin.
Yeah, that's right. Any run that is not a 100% run, you'll pretty much see upstab get skipped.
Yes, there are a few things in the game that actually require upstab, but they don't technically require upstab because you can get around it. But I think they're all rooms that are in GP that we do not do in the 100% AK run.
Well, I mean, later in this, when they go back upstairs and head to the left side of the palace, you'll see them use upstab to get to the key that's up in the ceiling. And without upstab, you can jump up into it and stab at the precise time, right at the right pixel, and still get that block broken.
Yeah, I think as those who may have saw Light's rando race a few weeks ago, they may be more inclined to just get upstab. I believe they had some struggle with that room, and I'm not going to say it cost them the race, but it was, they don't always get upstab in the rando, but sometimes it matters.
Let's see. Is Eon in the boots room? Yeah, Eon in the boots room now. Justin and Dude are both making their way to the left side of the palace. J. Coper is headed back toward the maze.
Yeah, I guess it's been more than a few weeks, but I probably will never forget that.
Nice hop for right there for Justin over two of those beams at once. That's cool. I love seeing that.
Yeah, it's too bad those beams don't hurt each other like, say, with Karak. That would be fun to watch them just double KO while you just jump over their shots.
That's a good point. And that's the other thing that annoys me about Karak is it'll set itself up and get hit by beams that didn't come off of Link's shield, and those don't damage Karak. Only the ones off of Link's shield do damage. Oh, Eon with a death. Was that a... Okay, that wasn't an intentional death. That was one of the death abuses to refill magic. I saw it flashing and got scared for a moment there. Dude's in the final key room. Picking it up. Probably death abuse
just
here.
Just taking the death, yep.
Yep.
You see, he's leaving with 2 lives left. That is, that's pretty standard for the top runners. That gives them 1 chance at GP if they need to make up for something, or if they don't quite get the magic they need going into Thunderbird.
Either that or VOD can be tough as well, and you never know where you might accidentally take a hit and end up in some lava there too in those encounters.
That's true. There was a race a couple of days ago that I think dude was on a mid 74 pace in a race, which is crazy. And then VOD just happened, and he still finished very well, but everything has to go well to get a 74, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, of course, yes, for sure. Dude and Justin are both on their way to Rebo. Dude's there first.
It'll be interesting to see if the Karok RNG winds up distancing those two, or if they get a little bit closer.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, this is talk about ruining a run. I mean, Carrick can surely ruin a run for you. RNG is not in your control at all. You see Justin casting shield there after taking many hits from Carrick. There we go. All set. Dude and Justin both took down Carrick.
He got beat up a bit more, but I believe Justin caught up about 4 or 5 seconds there. It looked like that fight was a lot quicker for him.
Well, Jake Coper's having a little trouble here, but saving his magic. Oh yeah, that's not one of the rooms with a jar in it. Let's see, Eon's in the final key room. Hoping for a jar there, but takes the plunge instead. Oh, Jake Coper fell down. That's what happened. Thank you, Trev. When Highlander last week was saying it was difficult to watch 4 streams at once, I said, yeah, I agree, but I was kind of like, yeah. But now, yeah. It's hard to watch 4 streams at once.
Absolutely. I've been, especially these Friday races when I've been able to, but I've been watching the Race Time GG restream when those are up, which is actually very wonderful. Again, if anyone is not aware, the U2 community, for the most part, is using racetime.gg now to track the races. And they have a restream option that works pretty well. It's actually, it keeps up to date very, very well. In fact, it's better than Twitch is for some reason.
And Star says comms are tough. Here's how tough comms are. We just missed Dude and Justin both doing Eco Key.
What's Eco Key?
Oh, Eco Key is the manip where you damage boost yourself off of the bubble up to that high ledge in P5, where the key is. Normally you'll see, Trav says they both nailed it. Normally you'll see a jump cast, a timed banana jump up to the bubble, and hope for a damage boost right up to the ledge there. If you miss it, you end up having to ferry yourself up there. But you'll see Eon do it momentarily here. I didn't see her queue up jump, but I'm assuming she did. That's usually the tell that somebody's going to attempt Eco Key, is when they queue up jump at the P4 gem.
Right, and that's a little secret too. A little, very small time save, but a nice one. It's the one time in the game where the game is running on its own timer and you pause the game, it does nothing. The timer still runs, is during the gem placement while it's playing the little jingle. Any other time you hit pause, the game actually pauses. You pause during the gem placement and you can do whatever you want, and it doesn't actually slow the game down.
So right here, Aaron, this is where we are going to see Eon attempt Eco Key. The very next room here. Cast jump. Some people like to do some stabs. Yep, that's what she's doing. And there you go. That is Eco Key. Another successful Eco Key. So we have had 3 successes so far.
Nice. And that saves about, 15 to 20 seconds?
I would say the walk back to the key itself is probably about a 12-second loss, but you're also going to be dealing with no magic remaining because you had to cast jump and you had to cast fairy. Now you're empty of magic, but you have to cast jump again in the block room. So you set up your drop, hopefully, for the next room after a missed Eco Key. Hope for the jar. If you get the jar, great. If not, you get the bag. You're still down some XP and have to kill an additional Mago, which they can be hard to track down. But at that point, you can take Magic 4. So sometimes you'll see somebody chasing a Mago around, and that'll cause even more of a time loss than the walk back to the key itself.
Right, and you hit upon something that I think we may have missed as well. Jay Coper took Magic 4 in P4, which is not the normal routing for that. That means that instead of having to clear 1,200 experience, if I recall, I think it's 1,200. Or no, is it? Yeah, instead of having to clear 800 experience, you have to clear 1,200, which means that you need to kill a lot more enemies. But it also oddly benefits towards the end in that Reflect magic cost gets lowered dramatically from Magic 3 to Magic 4. I think from 5 bars to 3.
Very interesting. Okay. Ooh.
Wait, is he going to cast... Is he going to do it?
He's going to cast Fairy. Yeah, now there's no jump magic left. Oh, boy.
Well, he's already went through one of these without jump, so I think he'll be fine. The interesting question will be more if he gets a red jar here.
Oh, no. Nope, it doesn't even matter. Wow. Jay Coper with 1 life left. Down to his last life here. Definitely casting jump this time, but he's going to have to figure out a way to get... well, he has just enough magic for Reflect. If he had Magic 3. So he's going to be just fine. Didn't even check for the jar.
As long as Karok generally cooperates, you can get by without casting shield. It's I think you can take 4 hits from Karok before... I'm trying to remember how much damage he does at life 4.
Yeah, 4 hits sounds right without shield cast.
So basically, as long as you're not very unlucky, I would be scared under those terms. But also, the fact that he has Magic 4 means Reflect costs less, so I think he can still actually cast both.
Yeah, you say very unlucky, but this is Zelda 2. It knows how to be very unlucky at exactly the right time.
I believe that he needs around 900 experience. Yep, and it looks like he's going to the clean house here.
That P-Bag's going to help out a lot. Yep.
Yeah, he's fine now, as long as he knows that he's fine at least.
Oh, Eon just took a death, also down to her last life.
And this will be where strats might start popping up in your head again, things that you would not do in a PB run, but in a race. How do you compensate for the 1 life? Generally, as long as you don't miss level, you can do P6 without needing much of a magic refill. There's only 1 point in the normal run where you would need it. But when you get the GP, getting through that without using any sort of refill is very difficult.
Dude taking care of Boss Guma. And Justin's heading in. Jay Coper finished off Karok, placing the gem. And we'll head to P5. Don't forget, Jay Coper appears to be 70 seconds further behind than he actually is. He already picked up the fire spell, whereas Dude and Justin and Eon are about to do that after P5.
Eon is continuing to have really bad luck with the Magos. He just keeps getting caught with them trying to go through. All right, and again, at leaving P5, what Justin and Dude are doing, if you ferry the heart and you do it quick enough, you can level up in town. This is part of the reason for taking late fire. If you level up in town, it levels slightly faster. I think it's around a 4 to 5 second time save overall, but at this level, that is important.
I've heard it almost as much as 8 seconds. It saves you just about as much as time as an encounter would cost you. It's like getting 1 less encounter. And Jay Coper's just ferrying the eco key area right off the bat, not even giving it a try. And what that does is that leaves, if you feel unconfident that you're going to make the jump, if you save that magic, now you don't have to refill it before you get to the block room. You have enough magic to cast jump in that room.
I'll tell you, I'm curious to see how Jay Coper handles P5 as far as leveling is concerned, because you can get a lot of experience in P5, and he's already got the levels that what most runners do. So maybe he chooses to take Life 5 or something along those lines. He should be able to gather up to compensate for it.
I could certainly see Life 5 being taken, yeah. Definitely over Magic 5. That's going to cost you a lot more. I don't know the exact number, but Life 5 is a good possibility. Dude is about to do a manip here at the River Devil, where you set up on this tile right here. Do a slink as you get to the River Devil tile, and skip that first fence. Perfect execution there. That's textbook. If you want to know how it's done, clip that. And Justin's about to attempt it as well.
You know, I think we mentioned something along the lines of River Dance. That is another walk that's very well established that a lot of runners do, especially those who are not actively running constantly this particular category, because it's a bit of an older strat. The slink itself, I've heard another runner say that it is less luck-based and more skill-based, and that's why some of the runners prefer it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, and you're based on the strats and the routing that we've seen Jay Coper do. He's set up to do a river dance type manip, one of the older style. And yeah, right there it is, Life 5, just like you said, Aaron.
And another thing we I didn't miss it, but we were kind of behind in talking, was what Dude just did to get to the Casuto Cave. Here, he took, I believe that's the Lordo walk, where you do not use the bridge to buffer your enemy spawns, but instead just slink past them kind of all the way along the way.
Yeah, when you enter the third fence, it's 2 stabs, and then you cast Fairy and go all the way through. Yep. Take 1 step onto the swamp, avoid the encounter, and that sets it up.
That's a great setup if you can manage those forest slinks. Those are definitely high-end strats for most people, though.
So Justin just got the jar in the Tektite Cave. That saves him from having to fill up in town. Ah, yeah, Trav mentioning that too. Yep. Good eye. So Dude just got spell. We're about to see him cast spell and hopefully do a pose for us in the last room in this town.
We'll see what you're gonna do, Dude.
Oh, he's gonna walk right up to it. Yep, right to the door. Hold up. Oh, he's gonna move a little further right first and up. Yep, there it is. We're about to see Eon do the walk as well. This is actually called the Eon walk. Setting up to the right of that grass tile. She did invent that manip. Originally, this walk was discovered by Lordo, who actually set you up on the tile above the forest. Oh, but taking an encounter on the road there.
Yes, and that's the sort of thing that keeps the river dancers doing what they do, because that slink, I mean, a lot of the higher tier runners can do it, but it just takes the slightest bit of being off the pace to mess it up.
And Justin with his best attempt at a pose. Even writing in chat about it. Yeah. Wow,
well,
yeah.
I give it a 10 out of 10, the same as Trav, because if you're trying to pose, then you're already doing more than what most people do.
Yeah. Justin gives it a -2 out of 10.
I mean, if it's not an upstab pose, then I don't know. I don't really have a good opinion, I suppose.
Eon is using the bridge to set up the walk to New Casuto. She got a good encounter spawn there. Oh, but now took a step too far to the right. Took the encounter.
Yeah, the real advantage of the bridge spawn is that it the bridge setup is it almost entirely takes the first encounter out of play. It's pretty easy to dodge the first one. And even if you get the second one, if you push it as far away as possible, you can get to the cave without the third one. Unfortunately, she didn't get that one as well. I missed that. Did Dude manage to get to the heart without hitting an encounter on the way there?
I'm gonna rely on Trav to post in chat about that. I missed it. I saw one of the encounter skips. I can't confirm or deny. Trav says yes in chat. Justin's about to... I'm gonna watch Justin, so if you ask me in a moment if Justin made it, I will know the answer, and looks like he's gonna make it to the heart with no encounters. Yep.
Yes, that walk he just did looks very familiar. There must be a trick to that, I imagine.
There is, yeah. Yeah, there's certainly a good setup for that. It involves some slinking, which is not easy, but as you can see, it's doable by our top-end runners.
And I believe Dude just jumped the first 4-tile jump on his own without needing any assistance from the blue IK or the jump spell.
Yeah, you'll see Dude make that jump without a problem. Justin is going to attempt it the same way, I imagine.
And Dude missed the second one, unfortunately.
Ooh, Justin with the toenail grab. What did Eon do, Trav?
We missed the pose.
Yeah, it was very early in the room. Oh, ferried out of the house.
Oh, nice. That's the true swag. I believe the full-on number crunch there is that the fairy out of the house takes out the last fairy from the magic container, and it is actually about a second or two slower that way, but
yeah.
You know what? It's swag. You got to do it every once in a while.
A little bit slower, a lot cooler.
While we're on that topic, Eon's time in this race is actually very important because she is very close to 2 other runners in the standings. And if she's able to improve her time enough, again, Chosen, actually, I think you have about 5 seconds on her on average. And I think Jay Blue, with his race earlier today, has 1 second on you. So if she manages to get somewhere around a 78, like a mid 78, she might be able to pass you too.
Oh, wow. I did not see the result from Jay Blue's race, but I wasn't going to say anything. You went and brought up my my standing compared to Eon's, so I'm of course I want to do well in this tournament, but I also want everybody else to do well. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. I'm not putting as a point of comparison between you two, just more that what's at stake for her with this run and with everyone else involved too. This might impact some other runners as well, because I think you're all clumped together right there in the middle of the standings.
Dude just did some fire strats in P6. Justin's about to do the same. This is always a fun room to watch. Eon's on her way into P6. This is my favorite palace. I like P6.
I like P6 when I get a red jar drop the first try.
Oh, no fire strats for Justin. He's already down 2 bars of magic, so he wasn't able to spend the extra bar on fire. We have Jay Coper about to do River Dance here. See him take an extra step there. Ooh, Eon having some trouble with the blue IK. Alright, there we go. And makes the jump. Jay Coper's heading down to the River Devil. Ooh, yeah, missed the encounter skip. Gonna go back and try again.
And Justin getting out from the bubble screen there on the fairy lava bubble. There's too many different things going on in that room. That's actually very important because after the next fairy skip, he'll have exactly 1 bar, which will let him still cast jump on Barba should he choose to do that.
Yeah, if you can't do a jumpless Barba, P6, it's very important to enter Barba with enough magic for jump, because if you go any further than 1 cycle with Barba, you can end up spending a little too much time on that boss fight. But if you enter the room and do not stop holding right until the screen locks, you will force Barba to always show up on the right side, out of the very rightmost pool of lava. And that's very important.
Yeah, and we just saw Dude fight Barba, and it was pretty standard. Barba showed up, and Dude bounced on its head a few times, and then Barba went away.
See Justin setting up, casting jump.
As he's electing for the safe 1 cycle, which if you get it down, is maybe 1 second slower than a good jackhammer, but a whole lot safer.
Oh yeah. Great execution there from Justin. The SOC, the sock. Oh, no rail grind. No rail grind from Eon. Alright, Dude just picked up Thunder. He's going to make his final walk to GP through VOD. Minus 10.
Sorry, I had to mute myself there for a second because I was laughing a little bit too much.
Well, do you care to share? What was so funny, Aaron?
Oh, nothing relevant. Apologies. But
Oh, okay. No worries.
it's interesting. Dude is, and a lot of the top racers do this too. They do not ferry the bridges once you get your Magic 7. They save all of that for VOD, and even through VOD, will try not to use any magic. That will allow them to set up for a late Magic 8, which should avoid a death.
Ooh, missing the encounter skip there. The entrance skip for Dude. And Eon, by the way, beautiful fire strat room. The Dude got the skip the second try. Justin's headed to the final bridge. Jake Hoper just got the magic key.
You see, Dude took some damage there. He immediately goes back to cast Life to get those beams back. If you know how to use your beams in VOD and you can do it, that saving that magic is extremely useful. But without the beams, you tend to be relegated to something more like spell strats where you use all of your magic.
Yeah, that's right. And usually you'll see a runner who uses spell taking Magic 8 a lot earlier, probably in a room before the end of VOD or the first room in GP. Or,
Right.
Yeah, in GP, yeah. Oh no, Eon just cast Fairy before she got down to the final room, and now she's falling through. That's going to be a huge time loss. She has to go pick up the red jar. Yikes. Oh, and it's not even a jar. She has to Death Abuse, but she's on her last life. No! That's a game over for Eon. Oh no.
I wonder if she knew. It's really easy, and I think she did not.
She just forfeited from the race.
Yeah, I can't blame her. That's a hard one to recover from, especially she's already 6 races into the tournament, so that forfeit isn't going to hurt her average time. And being able to get back to a time that would actually improve would be very difficult.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep. Sorry, Eon.
Yeah, sometimes Z2 just says no. Right now, Justin's entering GP. He has a lot more experience. Actually, I just realized, Dude already took Magic 8. I think when he cast Life before, he just realized it was better to push that up as soon as possible to keep that magic bar full.
And Dude still has lives to spare. I believe he has one life to spare. We'll be able to sneak a peek when he casts a spell in a moment or two to see if he's got a 1 next to. Yeah.
I don't think he's died since P4, so he should be fine. And you can always take that death right before the end, so you're T-Bird ready.
Yeah, don't forget he took that death in the encounter after grabbing Reflect, and I'm just not sure now how many death abuses he took in P4. Oh, I know. He didn't take the first one, so he only took 2 death abuses in P4. So yeah, he's got a life. Oh, right. Trav's got a good point. Okay. Dude is very capable of doing GP with casting minimal magic. He can make it through by only casting jump in the Beakula room. And that will leave him with enough magic to cast a full suite of spells when he gets to T-Bird. Doesn't even have to check for the jar in this room here either. He hasn't taken any damage yet.
It's the advantage of doing all of those deathless runs that he's done recently. He
Yeah.
knows how to not take hits.
Here we go, through the Beakula room. Nice. Making the leap. Yeah. Quantum leap.
And jump is so little magic at Magic 8 that this doesn't impact T-Bird whatsoever so far.
Yeah, that's right. Jay Coper ferrying back through the Canadian hole room after picking up a red jar. Don't forget, Jay Coper is also down to a last life. You might see him pick up the 1-up at the end of P6. It's a possibility.
That 1-up is a bit of a troll, I think. It's fool's gold. It's unless you need it for the magic, I don't know that that's ever worth it.
So Justin make it through the Beakula room. He's low on life, but still has the Magic 8 level up coming.
Right, yep. He's struggled a little bit through here, but yeah, he just needs to kill one enemy, and that could be whatever enemy he wants to at this point.
Wow, he is down to a sliver of life.
I might just take the death early if it comes to that, because he can take Magic 8 at any point.
Oof. There it is, yep. Death down to his final life. But that's okay. Now he has full magic, full life, and Magic 8 still to come. He's in good shape. Dude's entering T-Bird. Saved his magic up. He gets to cast everything he wants. Jump. Oh, he just goes... What do you go? Jump and reflect and then thunder? No shield?
Yeah, looks like he didn't need it.
Yeah, having no problem there. Yeah. Nice job taking care of T-Bird.
Very clean 1 cycle. Love to see that. And Justin Man has got his Magic 8, and now he is good to go. As long as everything along the way behaves, he's going straight to Thunderbird with almost max capacity.
Who needs shield? I know the answer to that. Trav needs shield.
Well, because dude did not cast shield at T-Bird, now he gets to use fire at Dark Link, which does nothing.
Oh, look at that final hit, too. GG. Dude?
GG, dude. Nice swag there at the end.
Finishing in first place. Time 1:16.10. No, Jay Coper did not go for the life, it didn't look like.
Oh, that life is always... I don't know. You go in there, you lose half your magic, you get beat up by the IK, and you leave wondering what in the world you just did.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going jumpless. And this is probably, again, benefit of being in the randomizer. You learn to fight these fights without necessarily having the spells that you want.
Wow, yeah, look at that. Justin taking care of Dark Link. Boom, down. GG to Justin. Second place.
GG to Justin. Nice.
1:17 on the dot. 0 seconds. Jay Coper making his way over the bridge to get Thunder. You made me nervous there with that delay taking Magic 7. I'm like, don't press start. Don't take attack 9 on us now.
Yeah, sometimes those levels can sneak up on you. It's better to take a second to think about it than it is to, ruin your run.
Absolutely.
All right, and that time for Justin, let me check the standings here. I believe that's his best time of the tournament. It was a 1:17.06 before, so that should actually lower his average quite a bit. However, I think he's kind of on an island here as far as qualifying goes. There's no one particularly close to him on either side right now, so he's currently in 5th place in the ranking.
Looks like we're going to have Justin joining us for an interview in just a moment. Momentarily, as Jay Coper makes his way back over the bridge and is going to head to VOD.
Again, I'm hoping to see because a lot of the rando racers tend to do slightly different things when it comes to strategies and pathing in these levels, but the way he's setting up right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing a spell walk through the lava here.
Whoa, what is going on? That was a crazy manip to get the walk set up. But he took an encounter. Alright, he can still try again here. Very likely. Oh, not a great spawn for a second try there for Jay Coper. Going to try for a 3rd time here. Might want to do some stabs. Hey, Justin. GG.
Thank you.
Yeah, you and Dude were real close there for a long while. That was an exciting race to watch.
Yeah, I'm surprised when I was entering Thunderbird, I was like, why isn't he finished?
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, anytime Dude gets a 76, it's like, I probably could have won the race if I had played better, but I certainly didn't play well enough.
You took an early death in P1.
Yeah, that was dumb. I just messed up the inputs on the Stalfos kill. I should never get hit after that elevator.
Yeah. Dude had a death leaving Reflect Town. In the encounter, those coffee grinders, those will cost you a lot of life. And he took 2 hits in there, and at that point, you were right behind him.
Wow. Yeah, I wasn't watching at all. I just had chat up, but I wasn't watching the race, so...
Eon had a very unlucky P6. She accidentally cast Fairy on the final fall into the room where you want to cast Fairy. She cast Fairy in the room above.
Oh, no.
Fell all the way through. She was on her last life. Tried for the jar to the right in that room, but it was an IK, so...
Yeah, I can't blame her for forfeiting on that, because going back... I mean, that's literally like a 5-minute time loss or something like that, and you don't get your levels proper, so...
Yeah, she's already got 5 races in, so she's good. It wasn't going to harm or help her at that point, Jay Coper just game overed.
Dang.
Yeah, a death in VOD there. I think he's trying to decide if he wants to continue this or not. Or
he forfeited.
Yeah, you just forfeited in race time there.
Yeah. So this is the last weekend to get your races in, everybody. Sunday's going to be the last chance. And I believe last I checked, we still had some people in the top 16 who do need some races. Jay Blue got his in earlier. So yeah, get those races in.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I can do one more that'll count if I get a good time. So I'll probably do that maybe tomorrow night or Sunday.
Nice. Yeah, I've hit my 8. So any race from net here on out is just practice. But it's been a lot of fun doing the group races.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's nice and casual, so I don't have to like worry about scheduling stuff, and for the most part, just kind of do it when other people are doing them, or just kind of whenever I feel like it, I guess. So
yeah, it's fun to build up your average too, and especially after you get the first 5 in, and then you can race without worrying, and it's just, hey, if I get a better time, that's just great, and otherwise, no big deal.
Yeah, I think I have 5 77s right now for my average, and then a 78 and a 79, which were both taken out, I think, after this run. So I really was hoping to get at least one 76 or even a 75 in a race. That'd be nice, but I think I've pretty much shown what I'm gonna be good for this year. in the bracket, so we'll see.
And the most interesting racer who still has to complete their 5 is Light, of course. Everybody's looking forward to watching Light finish off the last race.
Oh, is Light only done 4 so far?
That's exactly right, yep.
Yeah, I think they'll probably do it tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, and it's not an inconsequential one either, because right now Light is currently in 3rd place in the time standings, but with a very good run could jump React in 2nd place, or with a bad run could actually fall behind TGH, who is lingering just a few seconds behind.
I wonder if there's a bad run, Light will probably try to squeeze in another race or 2 after that or something to get it out of the average. That's what
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah. Don't think it's not a big deal getting these last few races in, because getting a good seed at the end is very important, as it decides what your first race is going to be in the bracket round.
Yep. I plan on getting upset in the first round.
No way.
That's my plan for this year.
Come on, man.
We'll see. Hey, last year was the only year I've ever participated where I didn't lose in the first race of the bracket round, so... I even had a bye week one year, and I lost in my first race anyway.
The only thing I don't want to do is I'm seeing myself and DM kind of like equidistant away from each other, and during the NFT race, he took me out. Both times I lost was to DM, so if I end up
I remember that, yeah.
If I end up against DM in the first round, I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to do a lot of practice if so.
That tournament feels like so long ago, but at the same time, it kind of feels like last week.
Yeah.
It's weird. It was good times.
Totally. Hey, any final thoughts, Justin, before we head off?
I got nothing. Thanks for doing the comms, and thanks, was that Star doing the restream?
Hello, yes indeed.
Hi.
Hello. GG's.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys, and guys and gals, and yeah, I'm gonna let you guys finish it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna bounce out. So thanks.
Yeah.
Thank
you so much. GG to the racers. Aaron, any final thoughts?
Well, GG Justin, GG dude, and this was a very good race there at the top. We had some unfortunate luck with some of our runners, but that's all keys for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get those races in. Zelda Speedruns, thank you so much for the restream. Star, thank you. Aaron, it was a blast.
Yes, Thank you for joining me, Chosen. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. GG's. I thought you guys both did quite well for your first time commentating. This will be it for us tonight. We currently over on Zelda Speedruns 1 and Zelda Speedruns 2. We have 2 different Ocarina of Time randomizer races. Actually, Zelda Speedruns 2 just cut, it looks like. Never mind that. So, Zelda Speedruns 2 just finished up a Freaky Friday race. That's where I came from, actually. I was competing and helping to restream that. And then advanced over here. We are going... And then Zelda Speedruns 1 is currently doing an Ocarina of Time randomizer race against cancer, getting donations to the Panquan Network versus Pancreatic Cancer. We'll be reading that shortly. And then going to go quickly over the schedule as well. So we have actually one final race starting in about 20 minutes. Over on Zelda Speedruns 2, we have a Wind Waker Spore Lock Tournament race. Group G, Vex Crate versus Gas Powered Pogi. That'll be restreamed over on ZSR2 starting at 20 minutes. And then tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, we have Ocarina of Time Randomizer DDR weekly race. That is the door requirement. Rule set. Then we have another Ocarina of Time Rando versus Cancer race at noon, and Majora's Mask randomizer race at weekly at noon. Some Breath of the Wild 90%, bi-weekly and tournament races, more Wind Waker randomizer, and Ocarina of Time randomizer standard NA weekly races. And then at 10 p.m. tomorrow, for those of you who watch Zelda 2 randomizer, we have Losers Bracket semifinals. Trails versus Dig Shake will be taking place at 10 p.m. Eastern. And keep an eye out on the schedule for our remaining races. We have a packed weekend. We've got more Ocarina of Time randomizer. We've got a challenge. We've got some more Wind Waker, Winnish Cap randomizer, more of the random against cancer races, and so on and so forth. Plenty of stuff going on. Keep an eye out on the schedule, and thanks everyone for watching. We'll be going over to raid Pank 1, and let's go support the fight against pancreatic cancer.